Picture this. A 15-year-old boy, diagnosed with blood cancer, develops a devastating flesh-eating fungal infection in his lung. The doctors give him 2 days to live. His one desperate wish, to go outside. What happened next shocked the medical team. After just 2 days in the sunlight, his infection began clearing by 60 to 70% without any changes to his medical treatment. This extraordinary case reveals something profound about the healing power of sunlight that modern medicine is only beginning to understand. Welcome to Elderly Wellness Tips, where we explore the science-backed strategies that can transform your health and extend your life. Today, we're diving deep into groundbreaking research that shows how something as simple as stepping outside can be one of the most powerful medicines available to us, especially as we age. The story I just shared comes from Dr. Roger Seihol, a board-certified critical care physician who has spent decades in intensive care units, witnessing patients at the very end of their lives. But here's what makes Dr. Seihol different from other doctors. He doesn't just treat disease, he prevents it. I see people at the very end of their lives, Dr. Seihol explains, so I know what prevents them from getting this ill and how to extend life. This unique perspective has led him to develop what he calls the 8 pillars of health, a comprehensive approach that treats the human body like a chain of interconnected organ systems. Think of your body as a chain. You have your heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, and other organs, each one a crucial link. When one link weakens, disease manifests. Modern medicine often uses medications to preserve the weakest link, but all medications have side effects. The key to longevity isn't just treating the weakest link, it's strengthening all the links in the chain. The revolutionary 8 pillars of health. Dr. Seihol has distilled decades of clinical experience into 8 powerful pillars that can transform your health: nutrition, exercise, water, sunlight, temperance, air, rest, and trust. Today, we're focusing particularly on sunlight and how it connects to preventing one of the most feared conditions of aging, dementia. But first, let me ask you this. When was the last time you truly appreciated the sun on your face? When did you last step outside without rushing to get somewhere? For most of us, it's been far too long. And that might be costing us our health in ways we never imagined. The sunlight revolution. Beyond vitamin D. For years, we've been told that sunlight is primarily important for vitamin D production. But Dr. Seihol's research reveals something far more extraordinary. The sun doesn't just give us vitamin D, it literally powers the energy factories in our cells. Here's the science that will blow your mind. Sunlight contains infrared light that can penetrate deep into your body, up to 8 centimeters beneath your skin. This isn't just warming you up, it's stimulating your mitochondria, the powerhouses of every cell in your body. Now, you might be thinking, what do mitochondria have to do with my health? Everything. These tiny structures produce the energy that keeps you alive, and as we age, they begin to fail. By the time we reach our 70s and 80s, our mitochondrial energy output has declined by about 70%. This decline isn't just about feeling tired, it's directly linked to the diseases we fear most. Heart disease, diabetes, and yes, dementia. The melatonin connection. Your body's hidden defense system. Here's where it gets really interesting. When infrared light from the sun hits your mitochondria, something remarkable happens. They begin producing melatonin, not the melatonin you might know from sleep supplements, but a different kind entirely. Most people think melatonin only comes from the pineal gland in your brain and helps you sleep. But your mitochondria produce their own melatonin, and this local melatonin serves as a powerful antioxidant, protecting your cells from the oxidative stress that leads to chronic diseases. Think of oxidative stress as rust forming inside your body. Just as rust weakens metal, oxidative stress weakens your cells and organs. The melatonin produced by your mitochondria acts like a protective coating, preventing this cellular rust from forming. This is why the research connecting sunlight to dementia prevention is so compelling. Dementia at its core is often a disease of mitochondrial dysfunction. When your brain cells can't produce enough energy, they begin to fail. But regular sunlight exposure helps keep those mitochondria healthy and functioning optimally. The COVID-19 pandemic taught us something profound about sunlight and health. Patients with chronic diseases, conditions often linked to mitochondrial dysfunction, were more vulnerable to severe outcomes. But here's the fascinating part. Studies began showing that higher vitamin D levels, which are markers of sunlight exposure, were associated with better outcomes. Dr. Sehal points to a Brazilian study that used infrared light jackets on hospitalized COVID-19 patients. The results were remarkable: significant improvements in oxygen levels and reduced hospital stays. This wasn't about vitamin D supplements. This was about the direct healing power of infrared light on mitochondrial function. But you don't need to be hospitalized to benefit from this research. Even in Dr. Sehal's intensive care unit, patients closer to windows, those getting more natural light, were discharged faster than those in darker rooms. The evidence is clear. Light heals. Geographic lessons. Why location matters for your health. Studies from around the world reveal a striking pattern. COVID-19 surges and mortality rates correlated with latitude and sunlight exposure, independent of vitamin D levels. The farther from the equator, the higher the mortality rates. This wasn't just about vitamin D deficiency. It was about the absence of healing infrared light. But here's the encouraging news. Long-term studies from Sweden and the UK show that people with higher sun exposure have lower mortality from cancer and cardiovascular diseases, with no increased risk of melanoma. The key is smart sun exposure, not sun avoidance. The exercise connection. More than just fitness. Let's talk about the second pillar: exercise. If you're over 60, you might think exercise is just about staying fit or losing weight. But Dr. Sehal's research shows something far more profound. Exercise reduces stroke risk, fights depression, and unlike medications, has side benefits rather than side effects. Think about that for a moment. When you take medication, you accept side effects as necessary evils. But when you exercise, every system in your body benefits. Your heart gets stronger, your brain produces more protective chemicals, your immune system functions better, and your mitochondria become more efficient. For seniors, this means exercise isn't just about physical fitness, it's about brain protection. Regular physical activity increases blood flow to the brain, promotes the growth of new brain cells, and helps clear the toxic proteins associated with Alzheimer's disease. Water. The external medicine you're not using. The third pillar might surprise you. We all know water is important for hydration, but Dr. Sehal emphasizes the external application of water through practices like saunas, hot and cold therapy, and cold plunges. Here's why this matters for your immune system. Your body has two types of immunity. Adaptive immunity involves antibodies and vaccines, but innate immunity is your first line of defense. This innate immunity relies heavily on interferon, a molecule that's boosted by fever and temperature elevation. Finnish studies show that people who use saunas frequently have significantly reduced cardiovascular mortality. The heat stress from saunas stimulates your body's natural healing responses, improving circulation and immune function. For seniors, this doesn't mean you need to start taking ice baths. Simple practices like alternating warm and cool showers or spending time in a sauna if available can provide significant health benefits. The key is controlled temperature stress that activates your body's natural healing mechanisms. Temperance. The wisdom of moderation. The fifth pillar, temperance, involves moderation and avoiding harmful substances. Dr. Sehal, who has worked as a pulmonologist, has witnessed firsthand the devastating effects of smoking and substance abuse on lung and liver health. For seniors, this pillar extends beyond avoiding obvious toxins. It's about being mindful of everything you put in your body, from processed foods to unnecessary medications. Every substance you consume either supports or undermines your body's natural healing processes. Air. The forgotten medicine. Fresh air might seem like a simple concept, but modern research reveals its profound health benefits. Trees and plants emit aromatic compounds called phytoncids that enhance immune function, increase natural killer cells, and reduce stress. Studies from Japan show that spending just 1 day a week in forested environments provides lasting immune benefits. These phytoncids literally boost your body's ability to fight cancer and infections. For seniors, this means that time spent in nature isn't just pleasant, it's medicinal. Even if you can't access forest regularly, ensuring good air quality in your home and spending time outdoors in green spaces can provide significant health benefits. Poor ventilation leads to carbon dioxide buildup, which impairs cognitive function, something particularly important for seniors concerned about maintaining mental sharpness. Rest. The pillar that balances everything. Rest and sleep form the seventh pillar, and for seniors, this is crucial. Sleep is when your brain clears toxic proteins, including those associated with Alzheimer's disease. It's when your body repairs cellular damage and consolidates memories. Dr. Sehol emphasizes the importance of natural light exposure, especially in the morning, to regulate your circadian rhythm. This internal clock doesn't just control sleep, it influences hormone production, immune function, and cellular repair processes. For optimal sleep, minimize light exposure at night, especially blue light from screens. Use blue light filters, darken your bedroom completely, and avoid screen use before bedtime. These simple changes can dramatically improve sleep quality and, by extension, brain health. Trust. The surprising health pillar. The eighth pillar might be the most unexpected. Trust, or faith and psychological well-being. Dr. Sehol's research shows that people with strong faith or trust in a higher power have lower levels of anxiety and depression and better coping mechanisms. A particularly fascinating study found that people who believe God has forgiven them are more likely to forgive others unconditionally, which correlates with better mental health outcomes. For seniors, this pillar isn't about specific religious beliefs, it's about finding meaning, purpose, and trust in something greater than yourself. Let's dive deeper into why mitochondrial health is so crucial for seniors. These cellular powerhouses don't just produce energy, they control inflammation, cellular repair, and the aging process itself. As we age, mitochondrial energy output declines dramatically. This affects different organs in different ways: fatty liver, congested heart, and yes, dementia. The main damage comes from oxidative stress, which can be mitigated by the melatonin produced within mitochondria when stimulated by infrared light. This is why the 15-year-old boy's story is so powerful. The infrared light from the sun stimulated his mitochondria to produce protective melatonin, helping his immune system fight off the deadly infection. For seniors, this same mechanism can help prevent the chronic diseases that become more common with age. How to harness the power of light. So how can you practically apply this knowledge? Dr. Sehol recommends optimal sun exposure during morning and evening hours when you get more infrared light and less harmful ultraviolet radiation. This reduces skin damage risk while maximizing health benefits. If you live in a cloudy climate or spend most of your time indoors, consider red light therapy devices. These emit red or near-infrared light that can stimulate mitochondria, improve skin collagen, reduce blood sugar spikes, and enhance vision. Be aware that modern windows and LED lights block beneficial infrared light, limiting indoor exposure. Incandescent bulbs provide a fuller spectrum but are being phased out. For seniors in high-latitude locations with limited sunlight, light therapy boxes emitting 10,000 lux can help regulate circadian rhythms and reduce depression. Dr. Sehol often reflects on how ancient texts, including the Bible, describe the human body in ways that align with modern biological understanding. The body as a temple, with cells and DNA as sacred spaces, reflects a deep understanding of our connection to natural healing forces. Modern lifestyles have disconnected us from these natural healing mechanisms. We spend our days under artificial light, breathe recycled air, and rarely expose ourselves to the temperature variations and natural environments that stimulate our body's healing responses. Let me share another story that illustrates these principles. Dr. Sahol recalls patients in his intensive care unit who, despite being critically ill, showed remarkable improvement when positioned near windows where they could receive natural light. These weren't controlled studies, they were real-world observations of healing in action. One elderly patient, struggling with pneumonia and multiple organ failure, was moved to a room with large windows facing east. Within days, his oxygen levels improved, his confusion cleared, and his family commented on how much more alert he seemed. The medical team made no changes to his treatment protocol. The only difference was exposure to natural light. Dr. Sahol doesn't advocate abandoning modern medicine. Instead, he promotes an integration approach that combines the best of medical science with natural healing principles. For seniors, this means working with your healthcare providers while also embracing the 8 pillars of health. This approach recognizes that medications can be life-saving for acute conditions, but long-term health depends on strengthening your body's natural healing systems. It's about treating the whole person, not just individual symptoms or diseases. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at converting sunlight to beneficial responses. This doesn't mean the benefits disappear. It means we need to be more intentional about our exposure to natural healing elements. For seniors concerned about skin damage from sun exposure, remember that the goal isn't to burn or tan. It's about regular, moderate exposure to natural light, particularly during morning and evening hours when infrared light is abundant, but ultraviolet radiation is minimal. If mobility is limited, even sitting by a sunny window can provide benefits. The key is consistency. Regular daily exposure to natural light, even if brief, is more beneficial than occasional long exposures. The dementia prevention connection. Returning to our focus on dementia prevention, the research is clear. Mitochondrial dysfunction is a primary driver of cognitive decline. By supporting mitochondrial health through sunlight exposure, exercise, proper nutrition, and the other pillars of health, we can significantly reduce our risk of developing dementia. This isn't about guaranteeing you'll never develop cognitive problems. It's about stacking the odds in your favor. Every day you spend implementing these principles is a day you're investing in your future cognitive health. So how do you implement these principles in your daily life? Start small and build gradually. Begin with 10 to 15 minutes of morning sunlight exposure. Take a short walk outside, sit on your porch, or simply open your curtains and sit by a window. Add gentle movement to your routine. This doesn't need to be intense exercise. Stretching, walking, or light resistance exercises all provide mitochondrial benefits. Focus on activities you enjoy, because consistency is more important than intensity. Pay attention to your sleep environment. Make your bedroom as dark as possible at night and expose yourself to bright light as early as possible in the morning. This helps regulate your circadian rhythm and optimize your body's natural healing cycles. Don't underestimate the power of community in implementing these principles. Share your journey with friends and family members. Take walks together, sit outside and enjoy conversations, create accountability partnerships for healthy habits. Dr. Sahol's research on trust and faith shows that our connections to others and to something greater than ourselves provide real health benefits. Building a community around healthy living multiplies the benefits of each individual pillar. As more research emerges on the connection between natural elements and health, we're likely to see significant changes in how we approach aging and disease prevention. The 8 pillars of health provide a framework that will remain relevant regardless of future medical advances. The story of the 15-year-old boy who healed through sunlight exposure isn't just an inspiring anecdote, it's a glimpse into the future of integrative medicine. By understanding and applying these principles now, you're positioning yourself at the forefront of a health revolution. As we conclude, remember that knowledge without action is just information. The power of these 8 pillars lies not in understanding them intellectually, but in implementing them consistently in your daily life. Start tomorrow morning by stepping outside for 10 minutes. Feel the sun on your face, breathe deeply, and remember that you're not just enjoying a pleasant moment, you're activating ancient healing mechanisms that can protect your brain, strengthen your immune system, and extend your healthy years. The choice is yours. You can continue living under artificial lights, breathing recycled air, and accepting declining health as inevitable. Or you can embrace the wisdom of the 8 pillars and discover that your body still has remarkable healing capacity, regardless of your age. The sun is waiting for you. Your mitochondria are ready to respond. Your future self will thank you for the choices you make today.